Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And today I'm doing the second video. I did one earlier on my favorite top 100 favorite albums. And now I'm doing one on ranking all of my Beatles songs. I've been doing that for a little while now, ranking every single Beatles song. I think from 213, I believe, now I'm down to 108. So I'm gonna do number 108 through 105. So I'll cover 4 Beatles songs in my rankings. And before I get into that, just want to say shout out to Rich Strickler, who hasn't been feeling well, and he has a great channel, Rich Strickler, on YouTube. And just everybody, I just want to say pray for a recovery for Rich. You know, hope he gets to feeling well. He's had a lot of health issues in the past, and just hope he does well and gets over this, because obviously love him to get back to his channel and get to hear a lot of his more content and love his live streams and all that. So definitely been missing a lot of his stuff and his collaborations there. Also shout out Brian Macy from Brian Macy's Entertainment, I believe it's called. He hasn't been feeling well either from what I've seen. It seems like he's had a lot of pain. Had a hard time sleeping, and so a lot of prayers to Brian. Hopefully he gets to feeling better as well. Anyway, so all well wishes to everybody that has not been feeling well. But anyway, so saying that, I'll get to my list at 108. My 108 favorite Beatles song is Yellow Submarine. This is a very interesting song. It's more of like a kid's sing-along song, not your usual Beatles rocker or ballad. Definitely one of its kind, I think, amongst the Beatles. There's a number of kind of sing-along songs. I think the Hey Bungalow Bill song, you know, kind of fits that category as well. And maybe Octopus Garden's almost kind of like that. Or Good Night, you know, has more of a almost a kid's type song, I think. And yet somehow it really works. Like, you wouldn't think that kind of type song. Oh, I guess All Together Now is another sing-along song that they've done. So it's usually Paul that writes these. He likes to write these type of songs. He likes to deal with, I think, different genres like that. And yet it really works for me. It's a very simple kind of melody song, but the chorus is definitely very catchy chorus to it. We all live in a yellow submarine. Very simple, but yet kind of fun to sing. It's just such a fun song to sing to. And Ringo sings the song. It was written by Paul. It's a Lennon McCartney song, really written by Paul. Kind of this crazy adventure, you know, song, trippy song. They're in a yellow submarine. They're in, you know, this made-up world of a land full of submarines, I guess. And Ringo sings it, and Ringo's, I think, vocals are very good on it. I think it's definitely one of his best songs. Maybe my second or third favorite song after, anyways, I'll get to the other songs, Ringo, but he has about 3 really good songs, I think, that he sings. And it's definitely one of them, one of his biggest hits, for sure, that Ringo does. It came off the Revolver album, which is kind of unusual, because Revolver is an interesting album with, I love Revolver, and it's got so many different kind of genres in it, and very hard rockers, and then you have this kid song. So it doesn't seem like it fits in with a lot of those songs, but still, I think a really good song. Obviously, they made an album called Yellow Submarine, and it's on that album. And they made a movie called Yellow Submarine, which album is a soundtrack to. But yeah, this is a song. I've heard people say they hate the song. It's probably some people, it's probably the least favorite Beatles song, which I can kind of understand, because it's not your usual Beatles song. It's definitely not your. It's hard to rank this with other rock songs that have great guitar solos and guitar riffs and, you know, great vocals or harmonies. Didn't quite have that, but it's still a fun song, I think. I still really enjoy. And I saw Ringo live, Ringo and his all-star band, I think back in 2018 or so. And this was a highlight, hearing Ringo sing the song, and then he lets the audience, of course, sing the chorus. And that was so fun, singing the Yellow Submarine chorus with Ringo. I mean, that was a highlight of my life as far as concert going. And still one of the best songs I've heard live, anyways, in my opinion. And Ringo was like 80 years old or something, or close to it when he sang it, maybe 79. Anyway, so yeah, 108, Yellow Submarine. Number 107 is Good Day Sunshine, another song off the Revolver album. Very upbeat, kind of a happy song, which I really like and how it begins with the Good Day Sunshine and the piano, boom, 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 boom. Love the piano there. And it's just one of those, any song that seems like it's about sunshine, such a nice, easygoing song. It really makes you happy. It's like, to me, I put in that category is like, man, this is a song I listen to when I want to be happy, and I want to lift my spirits is to sing this song, because sunshine is so great, it really warms your spirit, I think, and that's the idea behind a lot of these by Paul. And Paul wrote the song. It says that he was inspired by Love and Spoonful's Daydream, which is another great song that Love and Spoonful does. And Daydream is another song, which is such a easygoing song that it's so fun to just, close your eyes and just listen to, and just, shut out the world and just listen to good music. That's another great song, Daydream by the Love and Spoonful. And I put that in there, Good Day Sunshine. It's a little more upbeat than Daydream, but like I said, it's a little bit different sounding than a lot of other Beatles songs. It's got that nice piano in there, kind of almost a ragtag type piano, a little different style to it. But of course, in the Good Day Sunshine, chorus is so good and catchy. Definitely an excellent song there. At number 107, Good Day Sunshine. At number 106, got I Am So Tired, song off the White Album. Lennon McCartney song, really written by John Lennon, of course, and he sings it. Written while he was in Rishikesh, India. Of course, a lot of the songs on the White Album were written during that period of time when they went to see the whatever it is, the Maharaja, and learning about meditation and transcendental meditation, I believe it is. And the Beatles went there and did, I don't know how long, like a month or something, of living in India and meditating and going to lectures by the Maharaji. Anyway, so he wrote a lot of these songs, and this is a song kind of written because he was very tired. He was spending a lot of time meditating, which can be very kind of tiring, kind of boring, I imagine. I don't meditate myself, but I imagine John Lennon has a lot of things going on in his life. It's hard for him to just sit down and just shut everything out and meditate. But he was obviously tiring him out. He also was very missing things from back home. He was obviously in this affair with Yoko Ono, because he was still married to his first wife, Cynthia, and he was in love with Yoko and having this affair. So he definitely was missing his time with Yoko Ono. So he was homesick, I think, and also missing drugs and alcohol. As what I've read in my research, is he was definitely, being in India, I think, obviously Hindu religion, I think, is against alcohol and drugs, and so he kind of had to do without that, which was probably hard for John, because he was really into that at the time. And so he's really missing his home life, I think, and eventually he would leave, of course, to go back home. I think everybody kind of was getting tired, except for George really liked it, but I think the other three didn't enjoy it quite so much. I'm sure they were all antsy to get back home and start writing and continuing making music. And they wrote so much music because there was nothing to do there, really, I think, but they had their guitars and they could write some music. So this is a good companion piece to I'm Only Sleeping off of the Revolver album, I would say. I always think of these two songs, put them together, I'm So Tired and I'm Only Sleeping. And it seems to the point that John is like somehow kind of the lazy Beatle. He loves to write songs about being lazy and not wanting to get up and do anything and just wanting to lay and just do nothing. So I imagine there was days like that where John just didn't do anything. Of course, if you don't have a 9-to-5 job, like, a lot of us do, we can't just sit around and do nothing. We have to get up and go to work every day, for 8 hours. But when you're rich and famous and you have to kind of pick and choose when you have to work, you can just have days probably where you just lay around and do nothing. But John can't be totally lazy, I was thinking, because he wrote some great music during this time period, and he recorded it, and so that's got to put some effort into it. So I'm like, he wasn't just sitting around doing nothing. He was writing great music and also recording. So I don't know if he was that lazy, but he probably did have his lazy days. So anyways, number 106, I'm So Tired. Then the last song I'm going to talk about on here, my number 105th favorite Beatles song, is a cover song called Till There Was You. Probably odd choice here. I'm sure this is much lower on most people's lists, I quite enjoy this cover. It's one of my favorite cover songs, actually, from the Beatles. It was written in 1950 by Meredith Willson. Of course, it's from this famous musical called The Music Man, which is a decent musical movie that I quite enjoy. I believe she was from Iowa, because me and my dad one time went to Iowa, and we tried to find where Meredith Willson was from, but the place was not open yet. And my dad actually just texted me a couple days ago about the fact that Meredith Willson made more money off of the Beatles cover than she did off of Music Man. This song did so well, I guess, and was so played over the radio and stuff, and she got the royalties, I'm guessing, because she wrote the song, that she actually made more money from the Beatles playing it than in her actual, production. So that's kind of interesting, and that tells you how good the Beatles are and what they can do. It was first a hit song from a singer called Anita Bryant in 1959. That was when it first came, kind of as a radio hit, I think. I'm not familiar with Anita Bryant, or I haven't heard her version of it. This, of course, was on, in the UK, it was on With the Beatles album, the second album that they made. In the US, it was on Meet the Beatles album, if you had that. Paul came with the idea of covering the song from Peggy Lee did a cover of it on the radio. Paul heard Peggy Lee's cover, I guess, and decided to put it into the Beatles catalog of songs that they sang at the clubs, which is kind of unusual. It doesn't seem like your usual club song. Obviously, they're playing a lot of, these 50s rockers of Chuck Berry and Buddy Holly, and Carl Perkins, and, some of the more famous musicians at the time. But from what I've heard, this song actually did fairly well in the clubs, even though it wasn't a hard rocker. It's much more of a love ballad song that, of course, Paul did very well in. And but yeah, actually, the crowd just enjoyed this song also, even though it was different. The performance I think of the most is, I know they sang this at like the Royal Theatre or something like that in London, and Queen Elizabeth. I found it on YouTube one time, and you can see the concert that they played in front of. Queen Elizabeth was there and the royal family, and Paul plays this song, and it's a really good, I think, version of the song, or good performance of the song that I always think of. And before they did, Twist and Shout was like the last song they did on it. But I do love the guitar playing on it. George Harrison. My favorite thing probably is watching the performance and watching George Harrison do that solo. Is so fun to watch and listen to, and it's a really interesting solo. Even though it's not a hard rocking shredder, I think it's an excellent solo where you have to really be very precise on the notes and the timing and everything. So to me, it looked like a kind of difficult solo to perform, and George does such a great job with it. And he's so young, at this time, early 20s or whatever, and he just totally nails this song. I haven't really tried it myself. I have a guitar. I like playing guitar, but I haven't really tried to play the solo. I'm kind of afraid because it looks kind of hard, but it would be a fun solo to nail, I think, because it kind of goes all over from high notes to low notes, and even some strums in there. And just, yeah, really excellent. I love hearing the song. And Paul, of course, such a great vocalist, really great vocals on the song. He really nails it, I think, as far as, it's a love ballad, which he's so good at. And it depends if you like love ballads or not. If you like more of the hard rocker songs, I say hard, but more of the rock pop songs of the Beatles, this is probably below on your list, but I like some of the ballads as well. I'd say I love the ballads as much as the rock songs, so that's why for me it's a little bit higher on my list. So that's number 105, Till There Was You. So there's my 4 Beatles songs for this video. Next one I'll just finish out right outside the top 100, and then pretty close to getting to my top 100 favorite Beatles songs here, which is very fun because I love the Beatles. I love a lot of this music. These are the real fun songs to listen to and talk about. So thank you. Feel free to comment on what you think about these Beatles songs, if they're too high, too low, where you put them. Love to hear the comments. And just thank you for liking the video and watching it, and just so grateful and thankful to all the subscribers for subscribing to the channel and supporting me and helping me out with this channel. I really appreciate it, and I just wish you all a good day.